Hello everyone, let us talk about cryptocurrency. Is it a friend or a foe? So, this is a heated debate in the last few years, or we can say in the last 2 years, because we have seen a large growth in cryptocurrency. Its users have grown exponentially. Cryptocurrency, the crypto market, has registered a growth of annually 500% in the last few years. So, that is huge. But there are some concerns to it, and there are a lot of advantages to it. We will cover all these advantages and disadvantages in this video. And so where does India stands? If we talk about, then the number of people who are actively investing and trading in the cryptocurrency market, then India stands number one. An estimate tells that over 10 crore people from India are actively trading and investing in the cryptocurrencies. So that is a huge number. That is about 6 to 7 to 8% of our whole population. While and and regarding regarding the fact that there is a lot of poverty and people are there are some areas where people are still struggling to get food, then this number is very huge for a country like India. But where does the government stands? The trading and investing of cryptocurrency is not illegal by the government, and but there are also not rules and regulation. Cryptocurrency is neither regulated nor it is banned in India. So it clearly indicates that the stance of government is not clear. The government is still making its policies. The think tank of the government is still observing and thinking that what should we do in in crypto market. Whereas considering the other countries, like the extreme steps taken, the first extreme is China. China has banned all sort of trading and investing and exchanging of cryptocurrency in the country. So China has banned it all. And the other extreme is of El Salvador. El Salvador accepted cryptocurrency and legal tendered cryptocurrency. It permitted cryptocurrency, and cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum are used in El Salvador as as we use rupees. So they have accepted it open-handedly. But India is still making its policy, and the government is not having a clear stance about cryptocurrency. The growth in cryptocurrency has been exponential, uh, and majorly if we see the last 2 years of this pandemic, where the when the other investment options like stock market initially and gold and real estate were not giving much returns, then cryptocurrency came out to be a savior and it gave exponential returns. uh, and in the last decade, since cryptocurrency have is a very recent phenomena. In 2008, the cryptocurrency was invented, or it came into its being. And since then its price have hiked up very high. The first cryptocurrency was Bitcoin, so the growth has been exponential. It is also a fact that if someone has invested 1 lakh rupees in cryptocurrency in 2010, then in 2021 or 20, he would be a owner of he would hold an asset of 500 crore rupees. So that is a lot of exponential growth. And this jump has been possible due to the sentiments about cryptocurrency are very positive. The major tech CEOs and the people who influence the world very much, like Elon Musk, are very pro cryptocurrencies. And the experts of technology and blockchain are very optimistic about it, that the cryptocurrency is the future of all the currencies, because it is a decentralized system. And the government's control will not be much, and people will hold the power of deciding about the financial system of the world. So it is a great success if we talk about the decentralization. And the other advantages of cryptocurrencies are it is fast and cheap transactions. If someone has to make a transaction, then the transactions through cryptocurrencies are very fast, because it is based on technology, and there are no mediators, there are no mid payment gateways and all. The transactions is very fast, and also the cost of transactions taking place in cryptocurrency is very very minimal as we compare to debit cards, credit cards, banks, and the payment gateways present, which are in operations present day. So this advantage gives common people, the individuals, the retail investors and traders, a huge advantage in their day-to-day transactions. The other advantage is the corruption. Corruption in cryptocurrency is almost impossible, because cryptocurrency works on the concept of blockchain, the where every block is joined with another block, and if data in one block is changed, then the data of the whole blockchain have to be changed, and that is near to impossible, because there are millions and billions, or no one knows that how many blocks are there on the this technology. So it is really very very difficult to disrupt the data in blockchain and in the cryptocurrency. That is why the corruption and the frauds are very very minimized in cryptocurrency transactions. And the fourth reason why cryptocurrency is a friend to us is because it is anti-inflammatory. We have seen currencies depreciating, like lira of Turkey has depreciated a lot in last few years. Like Pakistani rupee is depreciating. Like Indian rupee is depreciating against dollar slowly, and other almost every currency depreciate at some point of time, and they are not stable. They are just linked to a country's individual economy. But cryptocurrency, as so as the world economy is growing, then the cryptocurrency value is going to grow. Although there are short term corrections, but in the long term, cryptocurrency value is will grow, and it will definitely beat the inflation as per the experts. So that is why cryptocurrency is anti-inflammatory. And another advantage of cryptocurrency is it's a great investment option, and it's an alternative investment option for the retail as well as the institutional investors, because from a large time, the people have always been stuck to the idea of investing in companies, real estate, gold, and an alternate investment option is always a good thing, and that has also been uh, welcomed by the investor community. So these were the advantages. If we consider the flip side of the coin, the disadvantages of cryptocurrency, then there are some serious ones, like the terror financing and money laundering in cryptocurrency is very easy, because because there is almost no regulation. There is no regulation, and in the countries where it is regulated, the regulation is very much minimized. So due to very less regulation, no, nobody is aware of where the money is floating, and where and where the real money is right now. So for terror groups and for scammers, it is also a very easy it is also a very nice option. Cryptocurrency is a nice option for them to transact the money, and hence the money laundering and terror financing becomes easy for them. So this is a thing that the policymakers must address. Different countries should come together and work on it with the technology experts. That is how this can be stopped only. uh, and another disadvantage to this is that there is there is there is addictive training trading habit that people develops in themselves about cryptocurrency, because we can see that trading is a thing that is not everyone's cup of tea. One have to be very calm, and one should always avoid the addiction of trading, because the crypto market is very very volatile. We have seen there are sometimes upsurge of 20%. 20% is a great number. 20% upsurge in one single day, and there are days when when the value of cryptocurrency, a certain cryptocurrency, goes down to 20%. So this is very volatile, and this volatility leads to a big set of traders coming in the market, and people are coming and they are earning money, but many people are losing money because of their addiction. And trading is an addiction that must be uh, trading also have an addiction part to it that must be addressed by the government, by the influencers. There must be some programs to avoid to increase the financial literacy, and we and common people, and telling common people uh, that they should use cryptocurrency as an investment tool, not as a trading, day-to-day trading. Because if someone is not specialized in trading, then he is sure to get losses one day or another, and then it becomes addiction. He goes on and try to take a revenge from the market, but again he or she goes into the trap, and the whole game is very addictive. So there must be some programs to make people aware about that. And the another disadvantage is volatility. As I mentioned before, it is very much volatile. Recently, when Elon Musk tweeted about about the coin called Shiba Inu, then it upsurged about to 4 to 5 times in one single day. So this is very volatile, and after it crossed its peak, then it fell enormously. So these things are very volatile and dependent on the sentiments, because it is not having some core value, as gold have its own value. As uh, as stock market, in the stock market has its own value. The stock which one is holding has its value. It is a part of a company's ownership. But cryptocurrency as such do not have their own commodity kind of value. It is just drawn by, it is just driven by the sentiments, and sentiments can uh, go and sentiments can change enormously and very rapidly. So the market is very much volatile, and people can influence people's sentiment like Elon Musk always do. uh, like, I don't know, intentionally or unintentionally, people like these big influencers uh, tweet, and on social media they post something, then the prices of some token, the cryptocurrency, go up and down. So this is also a disadvantage of cryptocurrencies. And recently we have seen that the government has been actively talking about, and making plans about this cryptocurrency regulation thing. And there are talks in the cabinet, and the government has all previously also announced that it will soon bring a bill about the regulation of cryptocurrency. And there are and it is likely that government will try to ban cryptocurrency in the coming parliament sessions. So I think banning is not a good thing, because there are some repercussions of banning the cryptocurrency. Number one is the brain drain. People will consider India as a bad place to invest, because cryptocurrency, which is a huge investment asset in the today's world, is banned from India. So people will try to go out of India, and it will include, and it will add up in the brain drain problem. So India should not ban this. Another reason that is against the banning of cryptocurrency is parallel economy, because because it is not completely possible to ban cryptocurrency. There are loopholes in the technology, and people will always find a way uh, to to tackle all the rules and regulation of the government, and they will still invest in and will still invest in the cryptocurrency. So this will give birth to a coming parallel economy going, and it is not good for the financial system as well as financial system of the country. Number three reason is because we will be deprived of technology. New technology must always be welcomed, and it is also the government's national strategy to always appreciate and welcome open-handedly the new technologies coming. And blockchain is a new technology. Depriving India from blockchain as a technology and cryptocurrencies will not be a good step. because in the past we have seen that whatever be the new technology, India has not India was never a first comer, the first player there. As we have seen, the internet came in the whole Western world, and after 50 and 50, 60, 70 countries accepted internet, it came in India. And e-commerce was the same. The case with e-commerce was also the same, that India had e-commerce almost 15, 16 years after US had it. So we were always latecomers in technology, but this is the time where Indian youth is, I think, mature enough, and we should welcome. Indian market is also ready, and we are using it heavily. So this time we can catch this opportunity of working on blockchain, because blockchain is the future. We cannot avoid it. If we avoid the one application of blockchain, that is cryptocurrency, then how we will be able to use use the other aspects of it, which is NFT. And blockchain is the thing that will be used in the coming decades and even centuries, because the future lies in blockchain. Such a decentralized system is, I think, and majority of the uh, experts think that it is the discovery of the century. 21st century will see an evolution of blockchain, and it will be a part of daily lifestyle soon. So we must welcome it, rather than preventing ourselves to get open to it. So these were all the whole scenario about cryptocurrency and what is the way forward. I think regulation is the thing that the government should consider. The people should be the transactions should be regulated. The government should have an eye on whatever is going on. And that for that, government must have some technological advices, and after that it will be able to have a watch on the money laundering and terror financing, and that's how we can counter the same. So for that, technological assistance is required to the government, and the governments can do it. The countries should unite, and they should work in this field of preventing terror financing and money laundering. Number two that the government can do is having KYC, because today making an account and start trading in cryptocurrency is very very easy. I think a KYC must be there, so that the identity of the person who is investing and how much he is investing must remain remain with the government. The government must be aware of what is happening, and that will be really helpful in also countering the bad effects of cryptocurrency. Another thing is that the government should make people aware, so that they did not fall into the pitfall of addiction of cryptocurrency, because that will be a, a disaster for the youth, and it is also happening today. So the government should take immediate steps to stop it, and make the youth aware about how to use cryptocurrency for their benefit, for earning money, and as an investment opportunity. And other thing and the last thing that the government should do is it should welcome the cryptocurrency open-handedly, and it should uh, motivate and also give the opportunity to the youth, so that they can work in the field of blockchain, so that India can grab the opportunity of the blockchain leader of the world. The blockchain developers and the blockchain companies must be of Indian origin. That's how we will be able to lead and become a superpower in 2000 in the 21st century. Thank you very much.